Hello everyone, welcome back to Spectrum classes. In this video, we are going to discuss the mathematical representation of simple harmonic motion. In the previous slide, we have already discussed about the relationship between the oscillatory motion and simple harmonic motion. So here you can see this is the oscillatory motion because this is periodic as well as it is bounded. Bounded means it is having maximum amplitude in this direction as well as in this direction. So this is the simple harmonic motion. Now the question comes, how we can represent this simple harmonic motion in mathematical terms. The next question comes immediately, that what is the need to show this simple harmonic motion in mathematical terms, because this mathematical term is used to solve the numerical problems and to identify the phase, the time period and many more things which we are going to discuss in the later slides. So therefore it is very important to represent this simple harmonic motion in mathematical terms. So the mathematical representation of this simple harmonic motion is y is equal to a sine omega t. So here omega t is equal to theta, right? And this omega is the angular frequency, and this angular frequency is equal to 2 pi nu, and this nu is the linear frequency. So this can be represented as 2 pi upon capital T. So here this capital T is the time period. So what is that time period? So this time period is to complete one complete cycle. So if we replace this to omega by 2 pi upon t, then we get this y is equal to a sine omega t is there, and if we replace this, then we get a sine 2 pi small t upon capital T. So what is the difference between small t and capital T? So this capital T is the time period to complete one complete cycle. So here you can see the two points started with this, then the next point is this, right? So they complete one complete cycle. So the time required to complete one cycle is called time period, right? And what about the small t? Small t, the time duration after which we are going to check. So that is the only difference. So here in this manner we get this equation in this form, right? So here this we can write down. Now here the usual meanings of these terms which we have used here is given over here, and this can also be represented as y is equal to a cos omega t, and here again I have changed this cos omega t. Now the question comes, from where these terms come and how we can represent this simple harmonic motion in this term. So the representation of this is shown over here. So here you can see I have taken a point P. This is the point P, right? This point is moving on this circle, and as soon as this point is moving on the circle, then on the vertical diameter, say at this time t is equal to 0, it is here. This point, projection of this point is here. At time t is equal to t1, say the projection of this point is here. At time t is equal to t2, the projection is like here, and at time t is equal to 3, the projection is at this point, right? Similarly, when this point is coming to this direction, this is moving in this direction, then we are having the projections again in this manner, right? You can see this. So this point is initially, this point is at this position, it is moving up, it is moving down, it is moving again up and down. So this point is doing this simple harmonic motion. This point, we usually misunderstood this simple harmonic motion. We simply misunderstood this point is doing the periodic motion. This is periodic motion, and its projection we are moving up and down about this mean position. So that is the simple harmonic motion. This point is the point which is moving about the periphery, right? So I am just going to show you the elaboration. So I am unable to show this point moving up and down because this is not in line with these two as they are moving. I tried this, but this is not actually in coherence. So you can understand this point is the projection of this. And this blue point represents this point which is at the center of this circle, and this is moving about upward red vertical of this, right? So here you can see this is how we are just going to study the simple harmonic motion. Here I am just going to draw this. So suppose here is the circle, and if this is the circle and this is the time t is equal to 0 and this is the point, and at time t is equal to t1, this point makes a projection over here, right? So I draw this and now I draw this. So this is what? This is the radius of this circle, and this is again, if I completely see this, this is again radius of the circle. But if I just see up to this point, this is y. This is the displacement. Maximum y maximum is equal to a. So guys, here many of the students have many confusions related to the terms. Therefore, it is very essential to understand the basics of this simple harmonic motion. So this is your A. So what this point which started at this circle, what this does, this is moving from here to here, right? And while it is moving with the velocity omega. So the angle which is formed at this center of this circle is, say, theta. So what will be the value of this theta? Theta will be equal to omega t, because the particle p, which is at time t is equal to 0, is here, which is moving with the velocity omega, angular velocity omega, because this is the radial path. So angular velocity will be there, and after time t it is forming an angle theta. So this theta will be equal to omega t. Mathematical students can understand easily, but this is for biology students, right? So this theta is equal to omega t. So this is velocity into time. So velocity time is equal to displacement, right? So this is the displacement over here in this case. If this is the angle theta, if suppose we just draw a perpendicular over here at this, I just change the color. Say if I just draw a perpendicular over here, or you can draw as like this. So this will be the angle 90 degree, and this will be equal to this. Fine. So in either way you can determine your y. So how you are going to determine? This is equal to a times sine theta, right? Y is equal to a times sine theta, and theta is equal to a sine omega t. And this omega, since this omega, I said this is the angular velocity here, angular velocity. And here I am just going to say this is this omega can be replaced by 2 pi upon t, 2 pi nu, right? Nu is the, say if this 1 upon t is equal to nu. So omega is equal to 2 pi nu, and this will be equal to 2 pi upon capital T. So here again you have a question. You are saying this is angular velocity omega, but here you are saying this is angular frequency, right? This is in terms of frequency. So what is the confusion? So there is no confusion, only the difference in our understanding. So what we said, this red point is moving with angular velocity. This is angular velocity, and this projection which it creates on the vertical axis with this blue point, that is moving with the angular frequency, which is same as its angular velocity. So here is the angular frequency for this blue point. Here you can see this is again, it is showing the frequency, means number of cycles completed in 1 second. So there are two different terms. One is angular frequency and the other one is angular velocity. So this angular velocity is for this point which is on the periphery of the circle, and this angular frequency is for which is on the center of this circle. So here you can, I hope, understand. And now these are the usual meanings. Now, what I did, I have also shown it over here. This is y is equal to a sine omega t if I differentiate it with time. Because what is velocity? Velocity is distance upon time, right? Distance upon time. What is distance? x2 minus x1 here. Time t2 minus t1 here. So this is delta x and this is delta t. If our delta is like the difference is very less, then we can say dx upon dt. Fine. So here you can understand dy upon dt. If we are instead of x, we are taking vertical axis, right? So velocity is dy upon dt. This is equal to a omega cos omega t. So this is simple differentiation. So y is equal to a sine omega t and dy upon dt will be equal to a, and this is the multiple of t, and since we are differentiating with respect to t, so this is omega sine omega t will be cos, or sine theta will be equal to cos theta, so cos omega t. So this is equal to your velocity, right? Dy upon dt. Now if I double differentiate it again, I again differentiate it, so dv upon dt, or we can say this is again d upon dt, dy upon dt, this, then we can write down it d2y upon dt square, and this will be equal to a, and this omega will again comes over here omega square, and cos omega t will be equal to minus sine or theta, means sine omega t. So here I have done this dv upon dt is equal to d2y upon dt square. This is equal to minus a omega square sine omega t, and this dv upon dt is our acceleration, which is represented by alpha. This is acceleration, right? So I hope this is easy for you to understand, and this alpha can also be written as omega square y minus omega square y. Why this omega square y? Because this a sine omega t will be equal to y from here, right? So in that sense, minus omega square into y we have written over here. This can also be written as alpha is equal to minus omega square y again, and since omega is the this is omega is constant in this case for simple harmonic motion, angular frequency is constant or single frequency is there, therefore alpha is proportional to y. Y means displacement, and this is in terms of negative. If displacement is like this, then acceleration will be in this direction. This is the displacement, this is acceleration. And if we apply the Newton's law, F is equal to ma, then on putting the L value of alpha, which is equal to minus omega square y, then we get this minus m omega square y. And here, since mass is constant for a given body and omega is constant for simple harmonic motion, which we have taken over here, so m omega square is altogether a constant, and that is called force constant of spring, right? And this can also be written like this: F is equal to m alpha, this equal to minus k y, because this replaced by with k, and this is equal to, here we can see F is proportional to, because k is constant, minus y, means force which is imposing on this particle is in opposite direction to the displacement. Therefore this is called restoring force, right? This is called restoring force because this is in the opposite direction to the displacement, is always directed towards the equivalence point. Whether your point is going in the positive direction, then it is going, this is pointing towards the 0, and if it is going towards the negative direction minus a amplitude, then it is again pointing towards the 0. So that is the actual equation of simple harmonic motion. This is the actual equation, right? This kind of force is represent a simple harmonic motion. Properties of simple harmonic motion: the motion of a body moves to and fro, back and forth repeatedly about a fixed point, or that is called its mean position or equilibrium position, in a definite interval of time. So first condition is this. Secondary, the restoring force working on the body is proportional to the displacement but in opposite direction to the displacement represented by here, which we have discussed already. So the time period and thus the frequency does not depends on the amplitude of the body. This is not depending on the amplitude, right? In frictionless atmosphere, the energy, amplitude, frequency, time period will remain same for the simple harmonic motion, right? The terms which are related to the periodic motion that can be discussed here. I hope you find this video helpful and you understand the concept which we have discussed here. If you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you all. Thanks for watching.